Welcome to KD Custom Woodworking. I'm Kevin Dumfries. We have a great video today. Polishing. This is one of the biggest jobs I've ever polished. Buckle up. It is so important to learn how to polish. And how do I do it with these giant holes? You'll see in a minute. Now, I use two different fillers. Some grout, a little concrete, and I wanted it different colors to look natural. Look at me, my little friend. All right, I got this. I will say at the end of the video where I got this. This thing is amazing. It costs 500 Canadian. I got it hooked up to 220 volts. Not crazy about the wire here, but I can always put a bigger one there. But there's no heat on this motor whatsoever. A little bit here with the bushing, I can feel some warmth, but it hasn't worked. It has 6 speeds, and I'm doing the grinding. What's great about this, anytime you've done concrete countertops near a wall, it's always hard to get it flat. It's easier on an island, like here, but it's hard here. And this thing is amazing. And then we're also going to do the final floor with this. It came with a handle. Can you believe that? And it's really working well. And you kind of feel it where I have the little valley, and I'm getting the back pretty nice here. I'm going to go over here a little bit. And you kind of, for me, a polish salon, what I try to do is always, I had never had equipment like this. This thing is amazing. And you can't buy this in North American made, so let's get that off the table right now. And this thing, I mean, it's affordable, because I'm not doing this every day as a business. I'm doing this, and I'll go next door, and I got one other countertop. So I can't afford to go and spend, $10,000 on equipment. So, if you are wired, you go back like this, and I go like this. To 400 right now, and when you put your hand, you can really feel how smooth it is. I have it pretty even, and what I'm using, I'm using like, this is a concrete sealer, but it's a little different than 9500 Ghost Shield. I knew of the product one of the first times. I'm really using it right now. You can mix this with water 50-50, so I get 5 gallons for like $200, which is not bad, like $40 a gallon Canadian. And you can mix it with the water right here. Now it's gonna make a liar out of me, right there. Like, I was trying to get that lid off, not fumbling. But I stopped at 400. Sometimes they say it's better to go at 200, 400. I went to 200 first to take out all the filler, all the residue that was there, and I did a 400. I like this, and I'm going to put this on. Then a couple days later, then I will polish it off. And what's great about this, all I'm doing is here. I have it mixed in my pail over here, and I'm just going here, rubbing it, letting it go until it can't really drink anymore. And it doesn't get easier than that. I think with a floor, if you use this stuff, just use a mop. And you see, like, our charcoal colors, it's really nice. I'm not going to acid stain it or do anything crazy. This is it. And what this does, you saw it scraping. For sure, there's little residue, fine leftover sanding and little pinholes. And what this really does is go down with that dust, come in there, create a chemical reaction, and bring the dirt up. And then when you sand and cut it off, all your little pinholes are filled, almost, you know. So that's what it advertised to do. And I'm going to see what it really does. But I'm really happy with the results here. You know, like, I mean, you work so hard for it, and all one piece, no seams, no nothing. And now I'm going to work the sides. The sides are hard. We obviously can't get a polish like this on the sides. So, but we still want that, you know, we want that polished look. And you see, I'm just putting enough here that kind of soaks in. I don't want it to sit on the top too much. I want to make sure that those pinholes are all filled with this. 24 hours after versifier, you can see kind of right here. Like all the stuff comes up to the surface and you get a really nice finish. There's still some pinholes, look, I can get right down there. But I'm pretty confident another coat will take care of that. So, all the way across. And you see up here. Here there's more. Like I just took a damp rag over there. But here it way more come up. It's filled way better. I put it a second coat, but I waited a couple hours for when I did it. So, and I went a lot thicker on that. Like I kept putting more and more into it versus this. So there is a big difference. You can't be cheap with this stuff and just soak the hell out of it. Yesterday I stopped at about 400 there. We've been working on the sides for the rest of the afternoon. It took us all morning. And I'm going to hit 400 now. Now, the beautiful part, if you're not familiar with one of these machines, is the pads just come off like this. That's it. I mean, they're really on there pretty good, eh? So you can get these replacement over time. In my case, my job is I got a concrete countertop in the shop, and we're gonna do this floor with the final. We got the 100. So now this part's cool. I was curious. Like I can't hook this up to vacuum, but I just want to try something real quick. Whether I'm gonna go dry or wet. I'm going to turn it down. And look at all that. So, you get, I don't know, you may not be able to see it in the camera. Like it's a little, on the first one here. And here, remember this side? All right. Now I've taken it and I've polished it to 400 on the side, and I've taken up to here and about 1200, and you can see the dust coming out. That's part of the dirt versifier that we haven't cleaned up. We'll give it a final polish, and look at that, eh? And I'm gonna say this again. A lot of videos out there on countertops, put plastic rebar in here and, a little mesh and you're good to go. It couldn't be further from the truth. You want to keep it thick. This is the weakest spot right here, right in here. I've seen this crack on my own when I've had some of these pushed close. I only had little pieces. You're getting 2 pieces pulling, and especially on a house. It's going to settle, it's going to come down. In our case, we got all the rebar here. Even if this goes down, we should be pretty good. And we got it really thick. That's the other thing. The other thing, it takes patience. Patience, patience, patience. Without it being polished or just hard trowel, it's not the same, 100%. So if you're trying this on your own, the polishing's really not that hard. Like if you get precast like this one, you can get into polishing it pretty fast. We got this ready to go, and that's it. The other thing, if you come around here on this side, and I got the woodwork in. I got that locked in because of all electrical. The mahogany is, with the sun's not even hitting directly here. That's going to look like, you come back here 50 years because of 2K urethane, it'll look like that. And then that's the beauty of using good products. Now I am stoked. I have a list like this because I've been obsessed with this. And look at the floor. I want to stain it because I know there's a couple of defects in the concrete. There's a couple of, when they did a couple of trucks there, and we got this up to 1,500 with the guys, and this was a great way to do it. Rent the heavy duty equipment, and then just get the polisher there. And you can see there all the dust, the diversifier again coming up. So they just need this one and this one, just the final polishing. And you might, let's take a look here. And what I did with this, make it show, I used different colors. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Wow, eh? And then that's the beauty of it. So, I won't be the fastest on it videos. This is turned into, for the downtown, the restoration, I like to call it the cabinet maker's house. I've been given full blanche, even though my son's financing everything on this. And I'm supplying the labor, the cabinet shop, the vehicle, the training for the employees. I'm loving it. So join me again next time. But go through the other videos. You'll see what we're trying to say. Just, if you're starting out, remember, there's no magic wand for this stuff. It takes a long time. The worst thing I'd give anybody advice, don't get into financing at the beginning. Try to do as much as you can without it, because when you get into finance, you got time limits. And a lot of times things, especially downtown here with all these inspectors, things aren't going to go as planned. Because the things with the inspectors, they don't want to take any risks. They're going to say, oh no, in case something ever happened to the house beyond their control. So remember that. See you next time. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.